Is Xpeng stock a good buy? Should I buy Xpeng stock? So before we try to answer that question, we will quickly have a look at some piece written here on Barrons, and it began by saying NIO and Xpeng are the biggest potential winners amongst the US listed Chinese electric vehicle makers, according to Citigroup, which weighed in on these stocks on Wednesday, the 4th of November 2020. Citi analyst Jeff Chung raised his NIO target price to $46.60 from $33.20, keeping his buy rating on the stock. The target is the highest on Wall Street and is 23% above Wednesday's closing price of $37.71. NIO shares closed up 6.2% Wednesday and is up 838% year on year. But we are concerned about Xpeng, and he rates Xpeng at buy and has a $34.70 price target for the shares. That's about 28% higher than recent levels. Xpeng stock shot up 23%. We'll see that in the chart. Yesterday, the 4th of November 2020. Chung's view aligned closely with those of his peers. Xpeng overall appears to be the street's favorite Chinese EV stock. About 85% of analysts covering the stock rated at buy, well above 58% average buy rating for stocks in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The analyst average target for the stock price is roughly $26, roughly about 20% above recent levels. Okay, so they're saying here that Xpeng is the favorite of all the EV stocks, all the Chinese EV stocks. And it says here Xpeng delivered just above 3,000 EVs. Okay. So we'll now return on to the charts, and we'll try and digest what's going on. Of course, we all know that they recently went public, so there isn't a wall of data surrounding it. It's just probably doesn't have a 50-day average, so you can see what's going on. So this is where it shot up to 23% from yesterday, and today now it is up 17.85%. So from the close of the 2nd of the close of the 3rd of November 2020 has gone up 40%. So that is some real serious spike, and let's try and see what we can digest anything technically. So it currently doesn't spot any 200 moving average, no long-term average yet, but it spots a 50-day average. Yes, it spots one, which is about 2027, and yes. So we'll see whether we can get get the details concerning that from the tools that are available here on Charles Schwab. So that's going to be XPEV. The rise is unabating. It's up now 18.07%. Okay, market cap is a mid cap. It's the value is $20.1 billion, and the shares are the number of shares are 367.351 million. So let's quickly have a look and see how many shares NIO has before we continue with what we're doing. Sorry about that. We just wanna. It's important to just have a look at the number of shares. It's quite critical. It shows you the more the shares, the easier it might be to satisfy the demand for them, hence making it much more difficult for the price to move. But if it does indeed move, then it is really significant. It is it's remarkable if it does really move as fast, and it has moved. You know, they're saying new shares are up in rate around 38% year on year. So yes, people are the demand is it's really strong for it to have gone up by that much, given the amount of shares it has, and well, of course, at that time, when they were buying the stocks, the shares were much lower in price. People could afford to buy more. But now it might start to get difficult, especially for new entrants. So in future, it might be a problem. And you can see what it has here: 1.32 billion shares, as against what Xpeng has, which is about 300 and something million, a fraction of what it is. So let's return to what we were looking at, which is Xpeng. Oh, XPEV. So let's try and see whether there's any details they have here. Okay, and there's some reports. Let's see if it has some opinions. No, it's not the stuff that this not the type that has the carries opinions. So we're not going to look at that. So you can see what's going on here. So the reason why it's just here is because this is when it started trading. It's just I think it went public this year, not sometime in when would that be? In August. August, yes. It was the 27th of August. Okay, so short interest they're saying is 1.31%. We can't validate that. It may be more. You can see this as at the 15th of October. So it is due to be changed. It might be, given what's going on now with this, given this 40% increase now, people will skeptics will jump in and try to short it. But so far they haven't been able to do anything, and they may just be doing fractionally, but not. It hasn't recorded anything yet. You know. So average volume is for 10 days is 12.6 million, and it's saying here momentum for Xpeng is strongly bullish. 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is above 80, the level which many analysts call overbought. Okay, this means that investors have been actively purchasing shares and are driving the price higher. No doubt about that. Volume as measured by the unbalanced volume indicator is rising, therefore bullish. This is because volume is greater on up periods than on down periods, and implies that buyers are presently more active than sellers. Okay, Bollinger Bands are presently wider than usual as a result of greater than normal volatility that accompanied the recent move. Okay, so you can see that this 40% spike has sent it to new highs. So we have been able to analyze the data on short-term. This is a short-term analysis for 21 days, and we've been able to find out that the average is about $22, 299. Might be able to find out if that is the case here. Okay, and it's 20 days is about 1967, so ours is slightly off, significantly. Let me see. 21.37. So we are off by about almost $1. So this is not absolutely accurate then, but not too far off. The point of this analysis is still going to be satisfied. So we can see that the standard deviation is 2.74. Standard deviation times 2 is 5.49. One standard deviation is 25.04. So for one standard deviation, prices of Xpeng shouldn't be beyond 2.04 to 5.04, and for two standard deviations, the prices should remain between one standard deviation and what is it called, two standard deviation. It should be 25. The prices should remain between 25.04 and 27.792, so that it will be within one standard deviation. If it's beyond that, then it's not within one standard deviation. If it's beyond 25.04, it's beyond one standard deviation. If it's within if it's not beyond, if it's within this 25.04 and 27.9 dollars, $27.79, then it is within two standard deviations. And then if it is between 25.04 and 30.53, then it is within 3 standard deviations. But as it is now, you can see that Xpeng is trading at 31.65. It is way beyond the standard, the 3 standard standard deviation. And you can see here from this chart, this is the 3 standard deviation, and it is now trading somewhere outside this domain, outside the regular data. And what it portends is risk. It is now at the prices at the price as it is now is at its tail risk. So if it is negative or positive, if it's negative, it will be lying here. If it is positive, it is lying here. So this is where we're looking at. So it has run up a huge amount of risk. It doesn't mean that the risk is going to bite anybody or anything. The risk is, it may or may not. It's a probability, So it is important that we cover that, so that you find out what is going on. It is exciting to see that it is rising up the chart, but at the same time as well, it is now trading at extremely risky levels. It could even go beyond. It could even continue to rise and rise and rise, and these averages will try to catch up. And with time, that is what's going to happen when they catch up. And these figures will, when they catch up, then if it doesn't collapse, if it shorts, if the skeptics don't succeed in shorting it, and or whatever it is, if it doesn't correct or consolidate and keeps rising, and or rather, if it corrects and continues to, or rather consolidates, then all of these may change. The risk will begin to minimize. But if it continues to outperform its averages, long and short, then the more the risk. So this is what is going on now. So Xpeng is fundamentally good, fundamentally sound, and improving as well. It is, we're all about electric EV vehicles. We've seen what Tesla did. Tesla has caused a lot of all the other related EV plays to become interesting to all of us. And as such, the buzz is so strong, and people put their money in it. So it's hard to really bet against the technique. Fundamentally and technically, because the important thing that even if Xpeng is not making money, but people are buying the stock will continue to outperform. So That's where there's a disparity. You understand? So if people are positive about what's doing, whether it's good or bad, then it will continue to respond positively. So in the light of that, we want to assume that people will continue to put their money, and if they continue to do so, then um, we would say, going by that, then it's technically, yes, it's a plus. If we believe that people will continue to probably do so, continue to put their money and to drive it up to because they may see this as an opportunity to catch up on what was missed on Tesla. So this is what I believe what people might do. So if everything is so, the point I'm sorry, I'm deviating from the point. So fundamentally, it's in the good space. It's pursuing what we all consider desirable at the moment. Electric vehicles, the green tech, and all the stuff. So we'll say it has the good fundamentals. So given all of that, at the moment it is currently very risky at the moment. So I would advise anybody who's trying to jump in. If you want to buy, just be patient and see whether it's going to if it's going to consolidate, whether it's going to correct, and then jumping at that point. So but if you're in for the long term, yes, also wait for it to consolidate or pull back or correct before you jump in. And if you're in it for a long time, do it for a long time, spite and stay there and watch it grow. And so I would say, should you buy Xpeng stock? Yes, I would recommend you buy. Yes, I'm saying do buy. And if you buy, my advice is stay in it for the long term, not for the short term. If you are good at playing for the short if you're playing for the short term, yes, be careful. But as it is also right now, as we're saying, it is trading at very high levels, very risky levels, technically. Okay. If you're new to this channel, subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.